Medaloltior umsud norma. Ukjit dan wen monenuik, deluisi Victoria labilawa mizel, gespegawagi tleawi ak wigilistiguch. Weldai dan delbedayo, ach weldai si dan gisluo redet.
Merci Victoria. Mon nom est Luc, l'aîné de la Première Nation Huron-Wendat. C'est un plaisir pour moi d'être avec vous et de travailler conjointement avec Victoria. Merci.
So good afternoon. My name is Victoria Labilawa. I'm from Listigush, located on the south shore of the Gaspé Peninsula in the 7th district of Mi'kma'ki, what we call Gespegawagi. It is my honor and my pleasure to serve as your co-chair here today, along with my friend and colleague Luke, for the National Gathering of Unmarked Burials, supporting the search and recovery of missing children. As we're here in Montreal, know that we have simultaneous translation. You'll see it above us in the screens. Just a note that the screens do add 10 pounds. So the language will be on top. But we also have headsets available. If those of you choose to use a headset, they're available in the back. He's waving at me. Our AV guy in the back. And you don't have to hand over a card. You could just leave them on the table when you're done. So they've made it very easy to use these headsets. And again, we have the simultaneous translation available. So I thought I'd start by sharing with you, for those of you who are unable to join us this morning, we came together in a beautiful ceremony at about 6 o'clock this morning, 6:30. And I'll tell you, the weather was just beautiful here on this territory. It was like in the low 20s. So we gathered in the park next door, Place du Canada Park, for the lighting of the sacred fire. And it was just wonderful. So it was presided with Elder John and Elder Silverbear. And they provided a welcome to the territory, this beautiful territory, Ganyageha. I've been practicing, I hope I've got that. But Silverbear shared with us all of the nations that were around the fire. We were a really good crowd this morning. And he shared with us that the fire brings us together. Not only the physical fire that we were standing around, but also the fire in our heart. And he reminded us, as we listened, there were many different languages spoken across the different nations that are joining us. And just the beauty to hear these languages, that speaks to the continuity and the resilience of our people. And he spoke about fire as transformation. Because while the wood is transformed during fire into ashes, that these are used again. These are used to wash the corn. And in terms of the ceremonies that are held for all of these national gatherings, these ashes travel from event to help start the next fire. It was so beautiful. Thank you for that. And Silverbear also reminded us of the power of medicine, of laughter as medicine. And he said this is especially important for all of us in the coming days as we tackle some challenging discussions. I'm going to tell you the story he told. I hope I do him justice. So he says that in their younger days, and he's talking about himself and Elder John, he says, you know, we were good-looking guys. Humble too, I guess. So he says, we used to be good-looking guys. And he said, well, at least I was. That gave everybody a good laugh, so thank you for that. He also reminded us, and he shared with us, that where the fire was placed very intentionally was at the high point, so that all the relatives and all the different nations could see the fire as they arrived from the different watersheds and the rivers. And I thought that was beautiful. And again, that these ashes, this fire will burn until Friday, and the ashes will be maintained and continue to transform and continue to help us heal at the next event. Now I'm honored to invite Gasanahawe, Sky Deer, the elected chief of the Mohawk Council of Kahnawake, to welcome us to the territory and to provide welcoming remarks.
Well done.
Yawakoa, the Nawatkuno Radus Awagwego, Kasanahawe Skydeer Yujats, a Honda Iade ne Radizahayas, ne Gahnawage, Dano Iine, Wakatahuni Wagit the Roda, Dano Wakatsanuni Ziga, Iges, Unwa Wanizarade. So I'm Gasanahawe Skydeer, Grand Chief of the Mohawk Council of Gahnawage, been in this position for the last 2 years. So honored to be here amongst all of you. Very heavy, I must say, but at the same time, very inspired by all of the cultural things that we just witnessed. And it really filled my spirit to hear the songs and the language, the culture, the ceremonies, and the things that we've been able to maintain despite what we're here for. All of the unmarked graves and the people, the children who never came home from residential schools, and the fact that we are able to be here, resilient, proud, First Nation, Indigenous. I just wanted to welcome everybody. What we say here, Jochage, Negi Gongwanada, Ne Ganyak Gahaga. There's already been a lot said, Nyawakoa, Elder, for your words, for doing the Honda Gariwadekwa. Despite all of our differences of our cultures, our languages, our ceremonies that differ from nation to nation, there's a number of things that unites us and binds us, and that is our tie to Yukiristaha, Ziohonzade, our mother, the earth, the land, the water, our spirituality, our belief in the Creator, Sugwayat Dizu, and that we have responsibility and things that we have to continue on. So, as I said, I know this is a challenging time for all of us, but I also have to say that yes, laughter, good words, good mind, good spirit, and all us being here together to support one another as we remember, those who didn't return home. But you know what? We celebrate and honor the fact of who we are again as resilient people. And I'm so proud and honored to be here amongst all of you. And I know, like you said, over the next couple of days, there's going to be some challenging discussions. But I believe in our people. I believe in our strength when we come together in times like this or gatherings like this, that it's within all of us to put forward, our good mind, our good thoughts. So I just wanted to welcome all of you, and Yawakoa for being here. Tony Wanage.
Niawan Grand Chief Skydeer. It's also my honor to invite the Grand Chief of Ghana Setage First Nations, Mr. Victor Bonspil, please. Grand Chief.
Oh, boy, what a room. Sego, Seguego, Aguadon de Yunjats. I am the elected Grand Chief of Ghana Setage for the past 2 years now, into a 4-year mandate. And I can honestly say that it's been a real whirlwind of issues that have come forward to not just my office, but all First Nations and elected officials, whether you're an elected official or traditional, representing the traditional body, especially when it's an issue as our missing children and women and men, and this issue that we're here trying to support and rectify and find all of our missing children and adults, anybody who has gone missing, especially right now with the residential school system. So I'm very honored, and I don't know what else I could say after hearing all those who came up here to speak and to open after Elder John and Stephen were up here, and Gasanahawe. It's just an honor to be here in front of all of you and to speak and to represent the Ganyak Gahaga community. especially here, and welcome you to our territory of Tiohtià:ke, unceded territory. But I also want to say thank you to Kimberly for all her hard work that she's been doing with finding all of these unmarked graves and trying to identify these children that went missing or that were taken from our territories. So again, thank you to Kimberly, thank you to all of you for supporting this and not forgetting those children, because we can't do that. We have to remember them. We have to have their spirits live on within inside of us. So thank you all for being here, and let's just keep it going, because there's still a lot more children out there. Yawangoa, Skona.
Niawa, Grand Chief. I'd also like to say thank you, merci, Walaliok, Masicho, Nakurmik, for the wonderful opening ceremony that's taken place here that we got to witness with our cultural advisors. The empty chair ceremony. Following our protocol is so very important, and it strengthens us. Now, I'm very pleased to report we're very, very close to being on time. And I'm happy also to report that the first course will be served. Thank you.